watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
My name is Kelly Bolton, and thank you for tuning in. Sitting on 145 private acres of beautiful forest, creeks, and open fields, St. Columba Episcopal Camp and Retreat Center provides a sanctuary for reflection and prayer just minutes outside of Memphis. It was donated to the Episcopal Diocese of West Tennessee in 1971 and named after St. Columba, who founded a monastery on the Scottish Isle of Iona. Today, its campus provides facilities for church, school, and family groups, as well as corporate retreats and camps. We're grateful to have with us today Mr. Matthew Arehart. He's the Executive Director of St. Columba, to share with us the wide range of offerings at St. Columba, including its ever-popular mud camp. So without further ado, let's talk business. So thank you for being with us today. I'm dying to find out about this mud camp. I'm just wondering if I'm at the right age group to join mud camp, but maybe as a volunteer. But before we start, can you tell us a little bit about St. Columba for those people that may not know about it or may have had a limited experience with it?
Of course, yeah. So as you said, it was gifted from the Scheibler family in '71 to the Episcopal Diocese of West Tennessee, and then became known as this retreat center in the early '80s. And like you said, 145 acres. We have a 4-acre lake, and we started off with just a small, simple lodge called Scheibler Lodge, and hosted retreat groups. A lot of quilting groups would come out and stay there. And then over the years, it's grown and expanded. So now we have 4 lodges that are available to rent for family reunions, company meetings.
Really?
So anyone looking for a space to gather, just reach out to us, give us a call. We'd love to have you. We also have 2 open-air pavilions. One is the home of Mud Camp, and also Camp Able, which is another camp that we run. And then also we host the Chickasaw Council Cub Scout Camp every single year. And so during the summer, we are just filled with kids and campers running around, taking over the property. But year-round retreats, family reunions, anybody looking for a space to gather and come join, it's a wonderful place to be.
That's interesting. So it's not really it's private, but it's not private in that it's not open to the public to use. They have to reserve it, but if I wanted to have my family reunion or a school group or a class reunion or, like you mentioned, a knitting group, I mean, we can actually rent the lodge and reach out to you and go through a vetting process and use the facility?
Absolutely, yes. Just give us a call. We have our office filled with people answering the phones, ready to take reservations. But anybody who's looking for a space, even just to walk around. We had somebody come out yesterday and just say, I just want to get outside and walk around, and they just came and hiked the property. But like you said, it is a private property, so it is fully fenced in, it's safe, and we want people to come be a part of it. So we kind of refer to ourselves as kind of this hidden gem. So there's a neighborhood directly across the street, and even most people in that neighborhood are not fully aware of that we're there or what we do. So a number of times, even just delivery drivers dropping off, they're like, I never knew this place was back here, and I lived in Memphis my whole life.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And so it's fun to get those little interactions. And while it's nice that we kind of maintain that private feeling and seclusion, but it is open. We love to have people on site.
So you could call and rent the lodge for whatever the event might be. Say it's a high school reunion.
Yes.
I could call if it was available, rent the lodge, and then if we needed more than space than one lodge, we could rent a couple of lodges.
Multiple lodges. We actually hosted a group this past weekend that booked the entire property. It had about 150, 200 people come out. And
wow.
So whatever the number we can accommodate, we have 99 beds on property. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. I take in shower facilities and everything.
Yes. 3 of our lodges all have private baths. One is a Jack and Jill, but it is a retreat center, so.
That's fantastic. And then do you ever do weddings, anything like that?
We do a handful of weddings a year. We have a wonderful outdoor chapel, a St. Francis Chapel, which overlooks our lake. And then we also have done quite a few weddings, and we have a fairy forest. It's this nice little pecan grove that sits at the end of the creek that runs through our property. It's called Howard's Creek. And it's just
wow.
beautiful running water, pecan trees all over the place, and it's a beautiful setting for a wedding.
Oh, that's fantastic.
My sister actually got married there last year.
Did she really?
So.
Wow. I mean, I knew of a few things that you did, but this is kind of news to me, so I think that's really interesting. I think it would be great for people that haven't seen it to just go out and take a look. So how long have you been with St. Columba, and what kind of started your experience with them?
So my first experience was actually as a camp counselor at Mud Camp back when it was called Episcopal Day Camp, and I started when I was a freshman in high school. So I've been working there for a little over 20 years now, mostly as on the camp side. I came back in 2018 full-time to be the camp director and guest services manager, and throughout the years I've kind of kept stepping into different roles, and as of March this year, stepped in as the new executive director.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I want to hear about your vision for it. You hear a lot about the Camp Able and Mud Camp. Let's talk a little bit about Camp Able first.
Of course, yeah. So it started about 10 years ago as a group of Episcopal priests who saw a need for camp for people who normally don't get a chance to go to camp. And so they worked really hard collecting funds and creating this program. It is a national program called Camp Able, so there's a handful around the country. And we are thankful that we are one of the host sites for one of those programs. And so every June, the second week of June, we host about 30 campers, and it is all one-to-one camper staff ratio. So we do keep it on the smaller side because we know that some of our campers need a little bit more hands-on with our counselors. And so we have a traveling group with Camp Able who will come up, who are trained professionals in the field, and allow campers with whatever special needs, diverse abilities, to have a chance to be free, independent, and experience camp like any other child who goes to camp. So
how wonderful. And that's got to be not only so therapeutic for the children, but for the families, that if they have children that require hands-on care on a regular basis, some 24-hour-a-day care, to know that they can take a week and just a mental brain break and emotional break, knowing that their child is taken care of. And these are traveling people that will come, so you know that they're trained professionals to help.
Yes.
How wonderful.
It's one of my favorite weeks of the year, yes.
What a wonderful mission that is. That is fantastic. Tell me a little bit about Mud Camp too. I'd love to hear about Mud Camp.
So Mud Camp is it's our larger camp. So we'll have about 200 campers each week, and it runs for 6 weeks. One week designated for 7th and 8th grade, and then the rest of the weeks are for rising 1st grade through rising 6th grade.
Okay, so that threw me out of the loop. But Mud Camp is, maybe a Mud Camp for adults would be fantastic.
We actually just hosted our Mud Camp Family Day just the other week, and so families who either used to come to camp or just wanted a day to experience what it's like. So each spring we open it up for that as well.
That is fantastic. I mean, once an adult, twice a child. I mean, some of those great days and experiences. I guess you have a ropes course, to get on a ropes course, or jumping in the lake and all those things that as kids we got to do, and as adults we don't get a chance to do it. So, if people wanted to give to St. Columba, is there some type of endowment? Is there a way to give to the organization?
Absolutely, yes. So on our website, stcolumbamemphis.org, and there's right at the top a give button, and you can designate it. So one thing about Camp Able, it is all grant and donation sponsored. So every donation you can designate it towards Camp Able will go directly towards Camp Able, and it's a pay what you can camp setup, because we understand that with a lot of the medical needs for some of our campers, that funds might be difficult. So we do have a designation for Camp Able scholarships, Mud Camp scholarships. Our belief is that everybody has the right and deserves to go to camp, and so whatever we can do to support that. And so there's a way to make a donation and designate it for what you would like it to go to.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then what if you had free time? Maybe you didn't have a lot of financial resources. Is there a way to give back of your time and to volunteer at any of these camps?
Absolutely. So all of our staff for Camp Able is 100% volunteer. So we'll have a handful of adults. We have a nurse who will volunteer for the week as well. But if you want the same on our website, St. Columba Memphis, go to the camps page, and there's information and applications to volunteer. But Yeah, it's all volunteer, and they come back year after year, and so we're always looking for more, because the more volunteers we have, we're able to serve more campers, maintaining that 1-to-1 camper to staff ratio for Camp April.
I'm finding out a lot that I honestly did not know. My daughter went to school and had a 3-day retreat for her school there one time, and years before that it was something with the church that I went to. But so tell me a little bit about kind of your vision. This is pretty incredible. I'd like to hear a little bit about your vision, and also exactly where are you located in the city?
Yeah, so we are right on the edge of Bartlett, Millington, Arlington. So if you take Bartlett Boulevard all the way down, it becomes Billy Mayer, and then corner of Old Brownsville and Billy Mayer. And we're tucked right on that corner.
So right there in the corner. Oh, that's fantastic. And is there big signage to get to see, or is it something you could, if you're not looking, you could miss it?
It's a little bit of both. We do have, it's all woods out there, so you're just driving through a little two-lane road through the woods, and then just off on the side you'll see our signs for St. Columba, and you got to go through the front gate, and it's still about a quarter mile from our front gate even to the first building where our offices are located, and then another mile into the property where our camp takes place. So it's a large property that is kind of tucked back in. So if you're not looking for it, you'll probably miss us. But yeah,
that's fantastic. Well, what do you? I know you just took on this role as executive director. So what do you see happening, and what do you want to see for St. Columba for the next 5 to 10 years? What's your vision?
One thing that I would love to see St. Columba do is get more engaged in the community. We host a lot of groups, and we do have a lot of people who come out, but I always think there's still ways that you can give back and be more part of your community. So I'd love to see us create more programs and offerings to get more people coming out. We do host a number of school programs, but I'd love to see that grow even more. And how can we even take, one thing, especially in the church world, is it's always a struggle to get someone to come to your property or to your church or your building. But how can we start taking St. Columba and the programs that we offer to different people and organizations? So if you, like you mentioned, we have a ropes course, and our entire staff has been trained as a facilitator on a ropes course and can lead team building activities. And so we can come out if you're doing a corporate meeting, no matter where it's located, and we can lead your staff or your team in some team building program.
Oh, even if they're not at the facility.
Correct. So I would, one thing I would love is to see kind of our footprint grow even outside of our fenced-in property.
Well, I'll tell you, as this segment of our show kind of comes to a close, I will tell you, I 100% agree. I'm born and raised in Memphis. I've always known about it, but even myself did not recognize all that you could do. And as you're talking, my wheels are spinning. I'm thinking, well, what about this? And I could have used it for this, and this would be a great opportunity. So I agree, just creating more of a presence. So I thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. This has been quite a delight. We're going to pause for a short commercial break, so please stick around.
Cut to one and cue talent.
The GHS Fine Arts Department is composed of 6 different disciplines, including instrumental music, which is both band and the strings or orchestra.
My belief is that band is the life of the school. If the band's not fun, the school's not fun.
There's choral music with a variety of different levels for our students, from women's choir, an a cappella group.
So choir is an excellent opportunity for you to engage in the music making process and to create relationships and bonds with your fellow classmates.
We have our theater program, which includes acting and tech theater.
It'll teach you how to be a better communicator, it'll teach you how to work with people better, and it'll teach you how to get outside your comfort zone.
We have GHS-TV and the intro classes that go into GHS-TV.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to GHS Insider, the show that's all about the G.
So GHS-TV tries to model a real working station.
And we have a visual arts program that goes up into AP courses and also includes IB level.
I think the arts are really important because they provide students with that safe space where they can express themselves, they can be who they really want to be.
The specificity of what is taught and required to be learned here in this department is so particular that they're going away with abilities and skills that other schools aren't teaching.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. If you're just tuning in, I am Kelly Bolton, and today we have the distinct pleasure of talking about St. Columba Episcopal Camp and Retreat Center. One of the many camps the center offers is Camp Able. It's a week-long camp for children and adults with disabilities or diverse abilities. Kip Long is a parent of one of the campers who benefits from this special week. Join me as we welcome him. Kip, thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here.
We really enjoyed talking with Matt, hearing about St. Columba, and it's going to be really a pleasure because I've known you and your beautiful wife Allison and your daughter Piper for years, and I understand y'all have been involved with Camp Able. Tell us a little bit about, your journey. How did you come to learn about Camp Able?
Well, we discovered Camp Able about 4 years ago and signed Piper up, and it's been a life changer for us since. She loves it every year.
So
every year.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, you said she's gone for, about 4 years, and she go this year, I suppose?
This will be her fourth year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during the week, what type of things does Piper get to do?
It's kind of I think of it inside out, but mostly outside. Inside they have crafts, they have art projects, they do group games and lots of fun, music kind of stuff. But then you move outside, there's a big pavilion that they have that's a kind of a big covered porch, and there's basketball and all kinds of games. But the inflatable slides, the inflatable pool full of bubbles.
Oh, wow.
They have a lake, like you said, a 4-acre lake there with it's like a half-pipe vinyl slide that's about 30 yards long.
Oh, back up.
There's a zip line, canoeing, fishing, swimming. So it's all the things that you'd want in a camp.
So I know you said she's been 3 years, so this will be her 4th year. As you're dropping her off, does she seem to be excited? And what are your feelings as a parent as you're kind of dropping her off? Because I know there's got to be mixed emotions after your hands-on care of 24 hours a day with a child with special needs, and then you drop them off at a facility. Is there kind of a little bit of anxiety, excitement? How does that work?
Yeah, at first there was. As with any camp, anytime you release your child into a new environment, every parent has that feeling of, I hope my kid, one, will be nice to everybody else, but two, everybody else will be inclusive and loving of my child. And when we hit the gravel road, as Matthew was talking about the expansive camp, you have to travel a pretty good ways around the camp, and it's all gravel. But when we get on that property, Piper knows that this is a special place, and you can see it in her eyes as they perk up a little bit that she knows this is a good place. And then when we round the corner to see all the welcoming faces, the music is playing, it's a party atmosphere, they're excited to see Piper, they're excited to see all the children. And she just lights up. That is her place and her people.
Oh, that is wonderful. That just gives me the chills even thinking about it. And then, because I know as a parent myself, just when my child was younger, just dropping her off to spend the night someplace, you have that same anxiety. Are they going to take care of my child and that sort of thing? And then Matthew was saying there's one-on-one care. So Piper has one person that's really dedicated to her the whole week.
Yeah, she's had a few years where there's been one and then sometimes two. Where they'll come and just sort of tag team to take care of Piper all day because she's an adventure and she is curious. She wants to explore things and so they are there to help her do that. And so there may be 30 campers, but there's probably 70 people out there, and so there's so many people just with one purpose, to help children have the best week they can have, where they feel compassion, they feel this acceptance, they feel love, and it means everything to a parent to know that you can let your child go and experience that, and they're in a safe environment to do so.
And especially when you know as a parent that you're not dropping her off for a daycare for a week. Right. You're dropping her off for some experience that's going to actually be a wonderful experience for her. So that makes it even so much better. I mean, it's one thing if you have a babysitter come and you think, okay, I'm going to go to dinner, but to know that she's going to get so much joy out of it. And then what does it mean for you as a parent to be able to just unplug for that week as a caregiver and just kind of get back to like not having to be a hands-on caregiver, but knowing that your child is having more fun probably than they have with you and Allison.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, she probably didn't want to come home.
Right. We know she's having the time of her life, and that's really the best thing for us. And we both have to work, all the time. So to know that she's in a space that is going to be life-giving for her is life-giving for us.
Right, that's fantastic. And do you find the same people are going back each year? Are you recognizing some of the faces of the children?
Yeah, there's a lot of familiar faces, and it's kind of like a family reunion every year that we get to see some of the same families. There's a parent day on Saturday.
Okay.
And so we get to go do the zip line, we get to go do the slide into the lake, we can canoe, we can swim, we can do any of the things that the campers do, and they encourage us to go and experience that. And then there's a big slideshow to see what the campers did through the week, and we get to meet a lot of the other families and see them again. So it's a special place.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. And you were saying, so for Piper, for example, tell me some of the things that Piper enjoys the absolute most about Camp Able.
Well, swimming. She loves swimming. She loves the zip line. She loves the slide. She loves just playing in mud.
Oh, just played in mud.
Yes, we know she did camp well when she comes home wearing camp.
You're wearing camp,
It's still
the
on
clothes
her.
are filthy.
Yes,
exactly.
you didn't do it right if you come home clean.
Yeah.
And she just, you don't have to explain a feeling. And in her world, it's hard to explain things and know that she's really understanding it, but you let her go and experience the joys of nature and just being a camper. You can tell she feels that because she gets in the car, and her favorite way of telling you she's enjoyed something is to blow kisses.
Oh.
So the car ride home is just full of
kisses.
blown kisses.
Like thank you,
yes,
thank you.
Did you have a good day? And she'll just kiss, and it's like, okay, that's all we needed to know to find out.
That is fantastic.
She had the time
well,
of her
and
life.
you said so she's swimming, zip line, so she has no fear.
No.
I mean, no fear. I mean, I have to say, I've zip-lined before, and the older I get, the more fear I have of getting up that high. But it sounds like she has no fear. So swimming, zip-lining, mud, just experience all of it. What do you find is is there a fan favorite there for all the campers that they really enjoy, or do they really just kind of find what your camper enjoys and let them have that experience?
I think that's it. I think every camper is unique, and I love that it's Camp Able because we live in a world that it's, we know about the disable.
Right.
But as I've said before, describing this camp, the dis disappears.
Right.
And it's just able.
Like what you're able to do.
And it's a camp designed to accommodate all the children and teens who attend, and they can just be campers in their way. And so some may gravitate toward doing art or projects, and others want to be out doing the adventure stuff, and some are quite social, and they just want to sit and talk and interact, and others are a little less verbal, and they are doing other activities that they gravitate to, and I think that's the joy of a week like this.
Well, then, for a parent, anytime a parent takes their child to a camp of any sort, whether they have special needs, as Piper might have, or some of the other children, or are less able to do things than some other children, you still have a fear of, like, is this place good? What kind of caregivers are going to be there? Safety. I'm thinking, oh, they're going to take me up and put me on a zip line, let alone my child, that maybe some children may be more nonverbal than others, and how can they tell that I have a fear, or how are they making sure they're in there safely? It sounds like they've got this group of people that this is what they do. They travel, and this is their calling in life, and they're doing it as a volunteer.
Yeah.
So is that kind of what makes you feel more comfortable? And what would you tell other parents that might be fearful of dropping their child off and thinking somebody's not going to care and watch out for the safety of my child and love them like I would?
You never think anybody's, well, I don't know that anybody will care for your child as you do as a parent.
Right.
And we all know that.
That's a good point to start there, right?
But to know that when you drop your child off, they will be seen, they'll be safe. And I think that's the thing about Camp Able, is they put our fears to rest by just trying it and seeing. And we could tell from Piper's response that she was well cared for, and she had the time of her life. The one-on-one ratio, it's a Christian environment.
Oh, that's fabulous.
These people truly want to live out what Jesus told us to do, is to love your neighbor as yourself. And to know that your neighbor may not look or talk or think or interact the way you do. And that everyone there is prepared for seeing each person as an individual and creating common ground. And so it is just a beautiful expression of what communal love could look like if we do it well. And for our families who have a hard time, at a typical camp, Piper would have to be the exception to the rule of all the children running, playing, interacting at a certain level. And so in this instance, she is what they're expecting to come. And so it just feels different as a parent that you can let your child go and experience something wonderful, and to know they're cared for really well.
Well, that is a great way to end the show, and what a happy note, because I do think it sounds like the people that are volunteering at Camp Able, it's their mission, it's their calling, and they're doing it out of their love, their faith, and a desire to give back, and that does make you feel good. So I thank you so much for being here. It's so great to see you on the set of the show, and please give Allison my best, and I appreciate it. Once again, I'd like to thank Matthew Arehart, Executive Director of St. Columba, and Kip Long, a Camp Able parent, for being with us today. And we thank you for tuning in. To learn more about St. Columba, please visit their website at stcolumbamemphis.org. To get more information on our show, please check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we're streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. I hope you've enjoyed our discussion, and I hope you'll join us again next month on Let's Talk Business.